Hello and welcome back to Everything Tumbler Tutorials with Creative Vinyl Designs. So as you can see, I've already painted my 30 Skinny Berry Pink Gloss from Rust-Oleum, and we're going to go ahead and use Gorilla Spray Adhesive for the glitter application. The glitter that we're going to go with today is called Mauve from AB Designs. All of the products that I'm using for this tutorial today are going to be listed down below in the description. So as you can see, I've saturated the tumbler using the Gorilla Spray Adhesive to ensure a solid glitter coverage. Depending on your climate, you're going to want to work fairly quickly so that your spray adhesive does not dry before you're done glittering. Don't forget the bottom. Tapping off any extra glitter that remains. Now here I'm very satisfied with the coverage that I have, so I'm going to go ahead and use the matte clear spray to seal in my glitter so that I can get ready to epoxy. Okay, now we are ready to epoxy the tumbler, and today for this tumbler I'm going to use Glow powders from AB Designs. The first color I'm going to use is pink. And then I'm going to use green white, and I'm going to mix both of these into the epoxy together. You'll see here in just a second just how much I'm actually using per scoop per color. I did 7 of the pink and 4 of the white. I'm extra, so I like to use a little bit more than what I actually feel like I need. So we're going to stir that up really well because you don't want it to feel gritty or sandy while you're epoxying, so make sure that you stir it really well. You can see the epoxy has a tint to it, and it's beautiful. As you can see here, I'm just thinning it out just a little bit, and I will need to do a second coat of epoxy with the same glow mix as the first time. Make sure you use your torch to pop any bubbles that you might see, and then allow your tumbler to completely dry before moving on to the next step. So as you can see, I already have my decals cut and ready to go, and my cup did get a second coat of epoxy with the same glow powder mix. So as you can see here, I'm just pulling back roughly 2 inches of the contact paper. I'm not going to remove the entire backing. Then we're going to get ready to place it onto our tumbler. When you have it in position and where you want it, place on the tumbler and work your way out from the center out. Pressing down, making sure everything is firm. And then slow and steady, continue to remove the backing little by little. Take your time with this process. For beginners, I would honestly recommend you using a 20 ounce or 30 ounce straight. It will definitely make this process much easier, as this was a tapered tumbler, which was a 30 skinny, and it was a little bit challenging even for me. So continue along with this exact same process, again, taking your time while doing so until you have the tumbler completely wrapped. Off camera, I did add some extra pieces at the bottom, as you can see now. The tumbler is completely done and ready to be painted. Here we are now, and the cup is completely dried, as I allowed it to dry completely overnight. So now we're ready to start weeding out our decals. So yes, here I am once again using my X-Acto knife. This was definitely much more difficult than it should have been. However, when Mr. Nola's has their weeding tools back in stock, I assure you I'm going to buy like 3 or 4 of them. This was a daunting task because the more decals you add when doing the peekaboo method such as this, that just means the more you have to remove one by one. So I did not, I should say I spared you guys watching that grueling task. It did take me quite some time. So just continue one by one to remove the decals very, very carefully. Okay, so as you can see off camera, I did go ahead and continue the process of removing all of the decals. I'm absolutely in awe of this tumbler right now. So fun and worth the painful task of removing the decals. So now it is ready to be epoxied, and that's coming up next. So here we are ready to epoxy the tumbler, and if you've seen any of my previous tutorials, you know I love to use additives, and that was snow caps that I'm going to use for this tumbler just to give the entire thing a huge sparkle. Do not forget to torch the tumbler once you've applied your epoxy to pop any bubbles you might see. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, as I do respond to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.